What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track number bring it back, and we are back with Strawhat Sitdown, episode 129. I'm here with the gang as usual. You feel me? We are with Strawhat Ma in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's good, y'all? Crazy day yesterday. Your boy lost power, but we back. So
back in time, bro.
Yeah, it could have been worse because we could have still be without power.
Yeah.
Everyone that's dealing with the hurricane stuff down in like Florida and the East Coast, all the way up to like East Midwest, around that area. Prayers sent out to y'all.
Yeah, 100% thoughts and prayers to everybody involved in the hurricane. Hope you guys are staying safe. Mod, I'm glad you're safe and that you escaped relatively unscathed, except for a loss of power. Which might actually might be pretty bad in itself. I know you might have been bored over there. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what I would do without power, but I can't. No internet. Like
we were like sitting there and just like my phone was on 100% when the thing came out, and I'm like, yo, I'm so glad I had the insight to charge my phone this time before.
Yeah, you smart.
I did not expect that coming.
You would have to bust out the playing cards and shit, the Monopoly.
Right.
The Monopoly, every board game possible, bro.
Yeah. We wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, true.
Right.
Anyway.
Damn.
So it's like,
oh, that's tough, man.
In the dark Uno. Like
crying. Yeah, definitely glad you're safe, man.
Yeah.
Mr. G in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's good, y'all? I got a few shout outs. Shout out to my boy Mass, who got me this nice little One Piece whiteout thing with Luffy on it.
Yo.
So I could use that at work. I thought it was pretty cool.
Make everything One Piece now. That's fucking
hey,
nuts.
dude, it's absolutely insane, bro. Yeah, no, dude, it's kind of crazy. So definitely bringing this to at work. And shout out to Toasty from Toasty Films. He's a Canadian YouTube vlogger. His team was in New York at a store called Book Off, and they have a lot of One Piece figures. So, of course, naturally, your boy's there during his lunchtime, just browsing the figures, and then we get to talking. I see his Majora's Mask tattoo, so I showed him mine, and then he sees all my One Piece stuff, and then he dropped a follow. So I just wanted to shout you out. We just started talking about One Piece and stuff, and then what was cool, as I showed him the stuff that our page and stuff, he's like, "Yo, I've seen these thumbnails before." Like, well, he's like, when I went through my One Piece binge on like what's on YouTube and stuff like that, because he's not caught up, but he's like, I've seen this in my feed before. So
the algorithm.
In the algorithm, exactly. So I was like, damn, that's we doing our thing. So we just got to keep at it. And final shout out to my tattoo artist Ali. I can't show it right now because it's on my knee, but I got a tattoo of Luffy's chest scar with Zoro's scar over it on the knee that I blew out a few years ago. So shout out to you because that shit came out really nice and really clean. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, the pictures you sent were sick. That's a great tattoo.
Yeah,
shit is definitely fire. Very poetic.
Yeah, it is. So those are my shout outs today. So thank you guys. Shout out to you guys.
Yes. All right, yo. I'm sorry. I just said yes like that damn popcorn girl and just pissed me off. That was crazy.
It reminded me of Ducky from the Land Before Time when like yep or something.
Yo, throwback. That was crazy. Yo, like I felt the Jimmy Neutron brain blast, bro. That was nuts. I used to love that movie.
Ooh, for real. Same.
Last but not least, that boy Wyatt's in the building. What's going on, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm vibing. I'm excited to talk shit about your favorite arcs today.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. That's my favorite part too. I ain't gonna lie. That's real.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Lit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode today. As you guys know, we're on break week, so we do not have a chapter. So we decided to cause some chaos. We are going to be doing a One Piece arc tournament, right? So I think we've done a tier list before for One Piece arc where we've ranked them amongst each other. We had tiers where multiple arcs were in different tiers. This is going to be a little bit different. This is a straight tournament where only one arc will win and be claimed the best arc. This is going to be I believe 29 arc tournament ranging from East Blue all the way to Egghead, the last completed arc. The seeds will be completely randomized. All the tournaments will be in random. All the arcs will be in random places. So it's just gonna be complete chaos. We might get Marineford versus Egghead round 1. Like it could be chaos. I'm not gonna lie. But we're here for it. We're here for it.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have the bracket up. There will be 2 choices on the screen at any given time. All we have to do is pick one. That one moves on. The one that doesn't get picked is eliminated, and we just keep going until the last 2 standing, or the last one standing wins.
Sounds good.
You guys good? Any questions from the Straw Hat panel?
Not at this time.
That sounds pretty.
What are we? We're going to the coin flip if it's 2-2.
Right, because we have 4 people. So in the event of a tie, we can coin flip. Just make life a little easier.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Chat, if you guys are here, we get to a tie. If you guys want to put your input in, so we don't got a coin flip, please feel free to hit the chat. Let us know what you guys think. Help us break some of these ties. All right, be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's do it. Also, it's gonna be a 32 man bracket, but we only have 29 arcs, so I think 1 or 2 of the arcs will get a bye. They just won't have an opponent first round. It'll show they won't have an opponent, and they'll just move on immediately.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Impel Down Arlong Park. Round
Damn,
1.
that's actually a good one.
Golly.
We starting off with fire, bro.
This is a crazy start. I'm not gonna lie.
This is actually an insane matchup to start with. Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Because Arlong Park, I mean, you can't go wrong. It's got the moment. I mean, the moment that got most of us, all of us hooked. You know, the help me obviously as it's shown.
Yeah.
But Impel Down was a lot, bro. It was.
Yeah,
I think Impel Down is really underrated.
I agree. I do too.
I actually think it's like such a good arc from beginning to end. It doesn't have like filler or fat at all. Like it's such a freaking good arc. So yeah, this is actually really tough.
I'm not gonna lie, this is not hard for me. I got Arlong.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
that's
about to say, I thought there was some people in our group that didn't fuck with Impel Down like that.
I like
Impel
Down. Yeah, that's me. I like Impel Down. I don't have it up there as top 5. It's probably like, if I had to rank it out of 25 arcs, it'd probably be like 10 to 15, maybe.
Impel Down?
Yeah.
And then you have Arlong higher.
Arlong's in my top 5, maybe top 7.
I rate it. I respect that.
Yeah, I got Arlong here. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, I feel that. Shit, this is kind of hard. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little. So here's the thing with Impel Down. Like what you said, why Huss is like almost true about it being like, you know, like exciting from start to finish. But I'm not gonna lie, there may have been like a little bit of a drag for me, but maybe because I was watching the anime at that time.
Always the anime, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying, man.
I don't know if it's the anime that's making that the thing or not. So I don't want to discredit the manga, but if it was anything like the anime, then there were some parts where it was dragging a little bit, you know, the constant buggy Luffy shenanigans where they were constantly running into like, you know, different Impel Down monsters, which, you know, Luffy was taking care of most of them, but some of them, they were just like a little too much. The awaken zones were cool. And it was cool because every time they went down, the build up was great and fantastic, but I don't know. It's like, Arlong Park has the advantage that it was super concise and very like, you know, simplistic enough but also deep enough. You know what I mean? It has that little bit of a edge in that category. But Impel Down, it had so much going on.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Like another thing, like Arlong Park was like the culmination, right, of like a few things going on in the background since like the beginning with Nami, and then like that finally like we get to like see the result of
it was the conclusion to the East Blue Saga.
Conclusion. Yeah, you know, so like that's where. Meanwhile, Impel Down is still the rampart, like it's ramping up for Marineford, you know.
True, it is. We did see Magellan. Magellan was like an interesting highlight because it was one of those few times I always said that like one of the things that made One Piece interesting for me is that the main character, there were actually villains that the main character couldn't fuck with.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was an interesting side thing about One Piece, and Magellan was prime example of that because it was basically like, I don't know if you ever played those type of video games where you basically are running from the big bad and it's constantly like you gotta constantly clear a level to get away from them. It's like
Resident Evil, like
yeah.
Yeah.
Like with Nemesis, essentially, like you can't mess with Nemesis, so you just got to keep running and deal with the weaker enemies. Like that's what Magellan reminds me of. So
he was a menace, bro.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Another underrated thing from Impel Down though is the fact that we got to see Luffy team up with people that we weren't expecting him to team up with.
True.
Mr. 3, Bon Clay, Crocodile, like then we meet Jinbei and everything like that.
The introduction of Ivankov too.
Yep. So like that was interesting. But to be fair though, when Luffy was out of it in Impel Down, I was just like, I can't wait for Luffy to get back. So
yeah. Shout out to the GOAT Bon Clay, and it's funny because even though I feel like I'm a big Impel Down like fan, I might still give it to Arlong Park out of Legacy. Like that shit is goated, and Nami's backstory is just it hits way too hard.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Arlong Park as well.
Yeah,
this isn't the highlight of the entire build up. You know what I mean? Even though it has some phenomenal moments in Impel Down. So
that's true. I'm gonna go Arlong also. Yeah.
For Arlong?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 4-0. Even though, and you know what's one of those ones? 4-0, but it was close though.
4-0, but it was close though. I felt feeling we're gonna get a couple of those. I'm not gonna lie.
Against the Denver Nuggets a few years ago.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
But it was still close games though. Like,
yeah, there's gonna be some random seeding mix, so there's gonna be some tough matchups for sure.
Oh man.
Next up, Punk Hazard, Long Ring, Longland.
It's not even close.
Yeah, it's
they're doing Long Ring, Longland so much favors by putting the Aokiji part.
For real, dude.
I guess this is technically the end of Long Ring, right?
Yeah, it's definitely part of it. I'm not gonna act like it's not part of it, but that's how much I hate the first part. I don't think it saves it at all.
Yeah. Punk?
It's not close for me. It's Punk.
Okay. Yeah, it's Punk.
I had to make sure.
Long Ring, Longland, like that moment seeing Luffy get frozen and Robin was pretty crazy, but it doesn't save the whole arc.
I don't think this wins against any arc.
No.
No, Punk Hazard got it.
Deserves a mention. That's it. Like that was the only good thing about it.
Jaya with the bye. Jaya got a bye.
Okay.
Drum Island versus Log Town. Interesting.
I don't know. I think Drum Island is peak. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Drum Island too. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, what?
I just think Drum Island. I said it was peak. Like it's just so good. I feel like it's Chopper story is so freaking good. I think the mini I view Wapol as like a mini version of like what's wrong with the whole One Piece world. Like someone getting into power and using the resources their own way. So I just think it does it so well and talks about like what matters about what the heart is. It's also kind of like one of the things that talks about what a pirate is too, like doing things your own way, which is what Hero Look was trying to imprint onto Chopper. Like you shouldn't be locked in by what people say about you and what Drum Island is so good. It's Drum Island for me.
I'm gonna have to agree. Drum Island. Log Town was great. I did enjoy it a lot, especially since we saw a lot of like main characters that are pivotal today, such as like Dragon, Smoker, etc. But
Buggy, like, actually, like their whole crew coming back is like a sign of like, okay, Buggy's not going anywhere.
Right, that's actually kind of crazy because I guess Buggy. This is the first time we saw Buggy as a reoccurring villain. Right, he wasn't like a one-off.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But yeah, the Drum Island, like everything that accumulated there. Luffy climbing up that mountain.
My
boy.
goodness, stop it, bro.
My
stop
goodness.
It, stop it,
that was GOAT top. That was like top 10 Luffy goated moments. you
Still
know,
to the
That might be top 3, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
yeah, like
Bro.
I'm just being top 10 because I'm trying to think like if I can name like 9 others, it's hard, but like
Yo,
that's a safe bet.
funny enough, I just saw a tweet, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, they did size comparisons in One Piece, and they got like the actual height of the Drum Island Tower, and I think it's as tall as Zunisha.
A little bit taller. We in the
Wow.
we thinking the same thing, Cali, because we both saw it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find it, but yeah. So he's that mountain is taller than Zunisha. So
Jeez, what? Damn.
Zunisha got resized, right? Like we much.
It did get resized, yeah, because it was like
It didn't make
5,000
any
meters.
sense.
Yeah, it was like it should have been out the stratosphere at one point.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that puts it into perspective how sick that Luffy moment is even more.
No, that moment is
yeah.
goated. That moment is absolutely goated. There's a lot of goated moments in Drum Island. Very good art.
I think it's really, really good.
Yeah.
This is also where we get the introduction to like Blackbeard in terms of everything that's going on, and then the
Ace too,
allusion
right?
to Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Will of D gets mentioned here for the first time.
Yeah. Chopper's back. Yeah, I've got it.
Where we learned that
Drum Island.
is Gold Roger, he's Gold D Roger. Like it's actually crazy, bro.
Yeah, Drum Island got it.
yeah, easy.
Reverse Mountain Syrup Village.
Ooh.
I feel bad for Syrup Village because like Reverse Mountain is barely an arc. I think.
I have Syrup Village over Reverse Mountain off the fact that it didn't like what really happened in Reverse Mountain.
Well, Reverse Mountain got some things going on for it. Baboon, Laboon.
Baboon is crazy.
Laboon.
Baboon Noel.
Yeah. Laboon and Crocus, I think. Hold on, chill.
I mean, no, I'm not trying to disrespect, but come on, we're talking about things that are going for the arc. You talking about Laboon and Crocus, like?
Okay, wait,
bro.
that's crazy, bro. Okay, wait, Kyle,
no, Laboon is fair. Laboon is fair.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
Laboon is fair.
this is Laboon right now.
No, because I let him rock when he said Laboon, but Crocus is when I was like, all right, like.
Hold on, Crocus. Okay, I guess to be fair, at this point we didn't know he was a part of the
Rogers Pirates.
Pirates, yeah. So I guess I can't really say. Crocus,
I mean, in the
like
end, they
that.
still allude to him being
Crocus
connected,
is
though.
like kind of post hawkish to say like, oh yeah, we know, like we only know that now. So if someone was to like watch this, they wouldn't like care.
No, in the end, he's like, those might be the people that we're waiting for, huh, Roger? So even then, like, maybe he's not on the crew for sure, but there's
We
still
know that he knows them, yeah.
Yeah, and that we are waiting for is a big, like, clearly they're connected somehow in a huge way. So even then, I still think, you know, like, you can have like oh man, there's something to do with the Pirate King. Also, he knows about what the last
Rat-tail.
Shout out to Vivi, I guess, pulls up, but other than that, I think Crocus and like Laboon are the only things. I'm not gonna. Syrup Village is a weak arc though. I think overall,
the East Blue ones, yeah, I think Syrup Village is probably the weakest one.
But the shit was funny though. There were some hilarious moments in that shit though.
There was, and I think shout out to the run back. Those little dudes, the guys with the vegetables for names. They had that moment when they get disbanded in the end, and they're shedding tears, and they're sad but happy that Usopp's kind of moving on. Like it's a good moment. But yeah, I think I kind of feel bad, but I think Callie's right. I wouldn't really call Reverse Mountain an arc.
Yeah, there's more of an info dump than anything. They're like a little pit stop, and then they went on their way.
Yeah, true. Honestly, if it wasn't for this tournament, I would have completely forgot it was considered an arc. So yeah, I guess Syrup Village takes it, but
yeah, I got Syrup Village as well.
Yeah.
Same.
Don't worry, it's going next round. Yeah, it's going next round. Don't worry about it.
This is probably the only arc that Syrup Village could have won against.
Yeah. Amazon Lily versus Alabasta.
That's only a sick, but this is not.
I don't think this is hard, right?
Alabasta.
Right? Yeah.
Alabasta.
Amazon unfortunately got a bad matchup here.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Skypiea Egghead.
Oh my god, rip Skypiea, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's definitely Rip Skypiea,
I ain't gonna hold
bro.
you. Yeah, Egghead
of course.
Clears Skypiea, like.
Yeah, but it's funny that they both went against each other, like, because the parallels and everything like that. That's good.
That is actually pretty cool. We
Yeah.
all saying Egghead, right?
Yeah, Egghead.
Got it out. They picked a good image for it.
It did.
They did,
Bharati,
yeah.
the island.
Oh,
this
my
is yo.
God, bro.
This is an arc.
That's an arc. That's wild.
What? Oh, I
With,
got Bharati.
This is like the prelude to Syrup Village, right? Like it's like right before Syrup Village, I think.
Yeah.
So
That's
even
got-
though funny, there is like a nice theory that someone created about like the Island of Strange Animals arc, you know, between what like the parallels of the man that was there to find treasure and he got basically left there, and you know he found and he couldn't open the chest until he finally opened it and it was like nothing in it, and you know the whole, you know, it wasn't what was inside but the journey, you know, which people pray that it's not the case with like
The One Piece
Luffy,
itself, yeah.
the One Piece. So but you know, it dreams and following your heart in terms of like getting your biggest passion. So get into your biggest passion. So I have major respect for that. But
I agree.
Baratier, man, but Baratier
Yeah.
is just like
Yo,
it's just,
Gaimon cool and all, but Baratier, bro, come on. Fucking Zeph, Mihawk, probably the first S tier arc in One Piece.
I agree.
yeah.
You know, like that shit was too good, bro.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
Bharati. Yeah.
I think you have a good point, though, Mod. Like, I do think like that dreams and what it means to follow your dreams, and that being like the more important thing than actually attaining them,
Mhm.
is like a great. It's like a very like it kind of is. It's really important to what One Piece is about. But yeah, Barati is
And-
noted. So
One thing I will say, what I like though, is that because Luffy was the one that opened the chest and he didn't tell him what was inside, because
yeah,
he didn't want to ruin that dream for him. And that, because I saw a clip recently of when they first met Rayleigh, and Usopp was about to ask Rayleigh like what the One Piece was, and then Luffy stopped him. You know, and it just reminded me of that just now, and I was just like, damn,
Mhm.
that's always what Luffy's stood on. Like, I don't need to know the ending. I want to travel this journey, you know, with my team, with my crew, and everything like that, and just accept, you know, this journey for what it is. And
Yeah, the Island of Strange Animals has a lot of like symbolism built into like the core of what One Piece is. So it's great for that. But sometimes we gotta get a little surface level, man. Me,
that's so real.
like, bro,
Wholeheartedly
Zoro
agree.
versus Mihawk. Oh my goodness.
even Gin was badass too. I like Gin a lot.
Yeah.
Oh
He
yeah,
was, man.
Gen was cooking with
Yeah,
the,
he was
the
cooking,
Gen,
bro.
yeah, the Gen versus Sanji fight. Oh, and on top of that, the how it turned back around, because that arc was very important for Sanji's development, because
Yep.
Sanji fed Gin and then Gin came back, you know. But that was a very powerful moment because Gin was so conflicted on the inside about what he was doing, but his loyalties to his captain and stuff like that. It was very great. And then on top of that, Sanji learned an important lesson in following ambition, because in that arc, Sanji struggled with following his dreams because of his loyalty to Zeph. So just like how Gin had to follow his, so oh man, it's so much good parallels in that. Yeah, like Bharati, yeah, it's so good.
So Bharati.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
Yes. Oh my god, I need to stop. Marineford, Romance Dawn. What's Romance Dawn? Is this just
Literally chapter 1 in my
chapter
opinion.
1?
Yeah. Like the whole prologue thing, like the history.
Yeah. Marineford.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm
Yo, I was about
surprised
to
that's
say,
even
bro, no
considered an
shot.
arc. Like,
Ooh, Wano gotta buy.
Yeah, it would have made it anyway.
this is like a buy that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it actually deserved this buy. That's funny. Whole Cake Island, Dressrosa.
Oh, no, this is one of the worst matches off the bat. That's fucked up, dude.
Damn.
I think these are such good arcs. Wow, this is fucked up.
I don't.
I'm still going Dressrosa, even though I think
yeah.
it's legitimately one of the best arcs in One Piece. I think Dressrosa is way too good. I understand the anime probably cooked it for a lot of people, but it's so good. It's just amazing. Even though again, Whole Cake is underrated as fuck.
Doflamingo, best bad guy in One Piece, bro. That
I
shit.
agree.
Law's backstory.
Yup.
Yeah, you know, like fucking not just that.
Usopp.
Usopp. We got Sabo
Oh my
coming
goodness,
back,
bro.
right? getting Ace's fruit, Luffy fighting for Ace's fruit, like I'm gonna have to go with Dressrosa, but man, Whole Cake was a good one too, though.
Whole Cake is, I think, really underrated. I think people don't appreciate like how different and concise it is. Like even though it is 80 chapters, like a lot happens and like there's a lot of characters that have to be dealt with and stuff. But it's such a good story, and I feel like the focus on a Straw Hat is kind of missing a few times in the time skip. And Whole Cake was a great focus on what makes the Straw Hats who they are. Just an amazing arc, but sadly it had one of the worst matchups. I think Dressrosa, in my opinion, is probably like a top 5.
Yeah, I agree. Dressrosa is 2 peak. Yeah, it's just bad matchup for Whole Cake. I'm not gonna lie.
Whole Cake went out sad, bro.
Oh, you mud.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, but like I will say, even though I have a lot of moments in Whole Cake that I did enjoy, such as like Sanji's moment, Katakuri versus Luffy. We get to see like Sanji's family, Pudding. There was just a lot going on, but in terms of like from start to finish, I think I was enjoying Dressrosa more as a from start to finish arc altogether than Whole Cake.
True.
So
Whole Cake did have a lot of moments, man. You got Brooke.
It did, especially Big Mom's backstory. That was like the craziest.
That was crazy.
That was one of the craziest backstories I've ever seen. Like
I just reread that. That shit was so insane.
Yeah, and then we had Brooke versus Big Mom. Big moment for him. Jinbei standing up to Big Mom, leaving her pirate crew.
That was goated.
Yes.
Damn! Now you're making me change my mind now because that was such a pivotal moment. I was so shocked that you could even do that. Like,
bro, that shit was crazy when he withstood her soul fruit and like lived. That was insane. And then we also got Pedro's sacrifice too. Like one of the only sacrifices that even Luffy called back in Wano. You know, like
one of the only sacrifices that's actually stuck.
That
in the
stuck
series.
with it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad you bring up
Whole Cake was kind of like a horror type thing a little bit.
Yep.
Even in how they portrayed it, and they did it good justice in the anime in terms of like portrayal. They didn't make it seem like it wasn't as gruesome or as kiddish as they could have made it. So I got major respects to the anime for that, even though the animation itself was a little bad at times.
These are the 2 arcs where it starts to really showing.
Yeah, the animation on both of them start to really weigh. But yeah, the mangas though.
I'm glad you bring up how Whole Cake feels. Like the it's kind of like how it's actually like Big Mom as a whole, right? How she has the noble ideal of like wanting to bring people together, but achieves it in a really twisted way. So
right, yeah, facts.
Well, I think it's so good. I'm still my personal vote is Dressrosa. Where do you guys at?
I'm saying Dressrosa.
Yeah, and since you did bring up the family, I like that we see 2 different family dynamics in this with Doflamingo's family and Big Mom's family. Doflamingo actually cares about his family, you know what I mean? And Big Mom, she's just like, you're my kids, you do what I say. Like, so.
Yeah, which is so funny that's like that these 2 are against each other, because in a way both arcs, the main villains have like a mafia-esque style. So it's pretty cool to see that.
Oh my god. Yo, another moment, Capone, bro.
Capone, man.
Capone was OD when he shot that dude, when he shot Oven from far away for his wife. Oh, bro. That was you know what? I think I'm gonna have to change it to Whole Cake, bro. I'm gonna go against the grain.
I respect it, dude.
I'm still stuck. I feel like I'm very slightly leaning more towards Whole Cake, very slight, because there were so many baller moments that it's just like maybe Dressrosa was more consistently put together, maybe in terms of like from start to finish, but in terms of just have me out my seat, I think Whole Cake. Because when Gear 4th was introduced in Dressrosa,
Snake Man was introduced in Whole Cake.
True.
Yeah. Now we're watching the teeter totter in real time.
It is really like a real life balance scale. Like the teeter totter is real. Like, oh my goodness.
Bro, just the image of of Beige Capone holding his son with the gun in hand on his ship, shooting of him, bro. That shit. And he's like,
That
"Yo, son,
was hard.
watch me do this for your mom." Like that shit was OD, bro. That shit was so hard.
I'm glad it's even split. Whole cake is amazing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think another one of my favorite moments is Sanji saving Germa when he like
Yes.
saves him from the candy and he's standing on the table. I think the panel in the colored manga is just it's one of my favorite ones in the whole
Fire.
series. It's out of this world, bro.
True. Oh man.
So what is our actual votes here?
Ma, you gotta look in, boss.
You gotta pick a side here, buddy.
I know I'm torn.
Will this be the first one that we have to go for a flip?
We most likely have to, but I'm trying. I really am. It's just they are both phenomenal, and it's hard. And if I'm choosing one, it's literally not because at this point it's not because I prefer it. It's because I have no choice. Fuck it though. We're gonna be a little chaotic here. I'm gonna just choose whole cake so we can get that.
Let's go. Join my side, baby.
To the coin we go.
To the coin. It's been a while.
Heads. Heads, whole cake, tails, Dressrosa.
Let's do it. John Sherrod, Whole Cake Island. Okay.
Oh, you guys win.
Hey, let's go.
Okay.
Oh, and John came and broke the tie with whole cake anyway.
he
so
had
we're
it
good.
Paid it, bro. Paid it. Let's go.
Whole cake wins. I'm not mad at that.
Again, yeah, I'm glad you said it. I'm not mad. That's a good outcome.
Thriller Bark versus Post War. Interesting.
So funny enough, Thriller Bark was actually one of my least favorite arcs outside of the Zoro moment. I wasn't a fan of the Halloween themed arc because I felt like there were a lot of slow moments for me, like a lot. Plus I didn't like the I did not like the Nami scene with
oh my god,
Epsilon, yeah.
I'm telling you, we have to give the Blackbeard's pirates a Medal of Honor for killing that nigga. he had to go, bro.
Yeah, no, for real.
But in comparison to post-war, like what does the post-war encompass? Like,
does this also include the flashback?
ASL? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Probably.
I want to say it does.
Okay, because I'm about to say if it includes the Ace flashback, then I'm probably gonna go post-war.
Me too, no question, actually.
I don't think the Zoro moment. Maybe the Zoro Ryuma fight was cool, and then the Zoro versus Kuma. Zoro saved this arc. I'm not gonna hold
he was putting it overtime, bro.
Zoro saved this arc, but I just think I was more interested in the Ace backstory altogether. And seeing Luffy go back to Marineford to do that badass thing with Rayleigh.
I think even the moment pictured in like the little thumbnail here,
so
have my friends. That's like one of the best moments in the series. So
yeah, it is, and it's comes off of a very pivotal moment. So yeah, I'm gonna probably go post-war over Thriller Bark. Me personally, that might be outrageous to some, but you know, I'm just.
I think people understand. I think
because post-war has all that stuff, and then also Ace Sabo, Luffy's backstory when they were kids, and you see the beginning of the Straw Hats start training for the time skip. So that's all post-war.
Yeah.
Thriller Bark was hilarious, and I did like seeing all the Straw Hats fighting against each other, fighting with each other to fight the big wars. Right? Yeah, you know, which was pretty cool. That was something different. We did get Brook, his backstory, but
amazing.
And of course, obviously Zoro's nothing happened, but I'm gonna have to go post-war.
Yeah, I'd probably say post-war here too. It's too much. A lot more things of importance, I guess. Yes, Thriller Bark wasn't too much relevance except for the ending and maybe the occasional lore drop here and there throughout the arc.
Agreed.
Yeah, I will say that Thriller Bark has top 5 moments, such as the Kuma thing, but as a whole, like holistically, probably not.
I think we agree.
All right, post-war. Cool. Almost done with the first round. Couple more rounds to go. Whiskey Peak, Water 7. Water 7. Yeah, this is not.
Let's not even talking about this one.
Yeah, Water
Yeah.
7. Yeah.
Little Garden, Sabity,
Oh.
Archipelago. I think I
Oh,
got
it's
Sabity
not really
here.
that close.
Somebody-
even,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Sabadi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Little Garden though.
That Little Garden.
Yeah.
We are finally at Elbaf.
Orangetown, Fishman Island. Interesting. I think I might have Orangetown here. I'm not gonna lie.
I got Fishman Island. That's like no contest for me. I love
I-
Orangetown. I do like the buggy introduction and everything, but Fishman Island was just jam packed with so many. Yeah, y'all already know how I felt. I already said that Fishman Island was vastly underrated in the One Piece community for several reasons. You know, the thematically, the tie-ins to how like Oda handles racism. You know, also how like I know everyone hates the main villain because he doesn't have like a pivotal connection to anything that makes people like love him as a villain, but that's the point.
That's literally
Because
the entire point,
he's literally the embodiment of what race of he's the product of his environment, which makes him empty on the inside. And I thought that was so profound. So for me, he's a great villain for that. But you know, that's just me. So
I agree. I thoroughly enjoyed the themes in Fishman Island. It definitely hit hard for me, considering that one of the main themes was racism. I definitely it hit hard for me. I think that sounds fucked up to say, kinda, but the emotional story from the dog hit a little bit harder for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I was waiting for you to finish. Bitch, man, I ain't got nothing on that dog, bro.
No,
Come on, bro.
that dog is too powerful, man. I'm not gonna lie.
no,
Every
that
time I see the scene,
was an
bro.
epic moment though. That was an epic moment. Seeing Luffy, and then that was right before when Nami was like coming at Luffy for being a pirate and said pirates are all scum, and Luffy was basically like, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And yeah, that was a powerful moment with the dog and stuff. I will say that's a top moment. That's a high tier moment. It's just I don't know if that saves the entirety, because we also got when the Straw Hats come back too and show the fruits of their labor. Yeah, like the fact that they took on basically Arlong Pirates 2.0, and you had Usopp defeat a new Arlong pirate or new what is it called? New Fishman pirate.
Fishman pirates,
Yeah. Who arguably are stronger than the old.
Right?
Huh?
Didn't everyone like fight someone in that? Because they were showing off everything.
Yeah, everyone had a boss fight. Usopp cleared a new Fishman Island dude who was pumped up on steroids and arguably was stronger than old Arlong parts. So that showed Usopp got some upgrades. Like, he was keeping up. So it was and that was epic to me. So and then the when Luffy conquers Haki 50,000. I
was gonna say that moment was OD.
Yeah, I think Fishman all the way for me.
I think for Fishman Island, what gives me the emotional boost over Orangetown is I like the Fisher Tiger story is like maybe I think it arguably could be the best flashback in One Piece. I know that's like a pretty maybe a hot take, but I'm not saying it's what I think, but I think it's like arguably number one because it's just so fucking strong and like emotionally, like it pulls on the heartstrings a lot, and you don't expect it out of him in the very end when he says, "I can't accept the blood of these people." Like he seems such a messiah, and that he's changing the way, and he agrees with what Queen Otahime is doing, but then in the end, he can't beat it, and it being like the demon of like the history between.
Yeah, and that's why it was so powerful, bro. Like that's why it be mad when people say it make me mad when people say Fishman Island is a sleeper arc. Like I'm like, what? Like, are we watching the same thing? Are we seeing thematically? Literally, Orihime is the Martin Luther King and he's the Malcolm X. And it's funny because it is so profound, because a lot of people don't know like that historically Malcolm X, when he got assassinated, he was actually agreeing more with Martin Luther King after his trip from Africa and stuff like that. But he got assassinated. Here, he got Fisherman Tiger got destroyed after he tried to go a little bit more well, he was saying, and he just couldn't bring himself to go that path. Like, oh, I'm like, bro, it's, oh my goodness, yeah, like it's just crazy. That was one of the best backstories in the art in the whole show. Like,
My dog.
So we know what Mod's voting for.
Yeah, I Fishman Island. I'm voting there too.
Yeah, I'll go Fishman Island too. I love the moment like that we see on screen right now with Jinbei Luffy transfer,
nice moment.
with transferring blood and everything like that. Like that shit, because no one wanted to do it at the time. You know, they didn't have the right blood, and other fishermen didn't want to do it. But he stepped up, and then he asked him to join the crew. That shit was OP.
All right, Fishman it is. I'm staying Orange Town, but I respect the Sway decision. I can't be mad at it. Fishman was still
Shout out
really
to the dog. Shout out to Choo Choo.
good.
Choo-choo.
yeah, shout outs to that. Yeah.
All right, last. Oh, it's a bye. Zoe got a bye.
Okay.
For the last.
That's a good too, because those OD.
All right, so we're gonna go into round 2. We're going to see the winners combated against each other now. Things may get a little bit more difficult.
8 of 8. Yeah.
Ooh.
1 of 8.
Damn.
Jesus Christ, yo. Jeez.
That's so funny.
This could have been the grand finals in
This
another
very easily
tournament.
could have been the grand finals in another tournament for sure.
Damn.
Jeez.
Okay, I'll give it the respect of talking about it. Wano had some of the best moments in the whole series.
Seriously, like, yeah.
And we're looking at one of them, right? Like Gear 5 is legendary. I think Roof Piece is what next up. I was gonna say that like chapter 1000, right? Luffy punching Kaido and getting on the roof into 1010, which is just called, the title of that chapter is just called Conqueror's Hockey, and it's Luffy and Zoro using advanced Conqueror's Hockey. It's just, there's a lot of insane moments, obviously not to mention a ton of other ones. Sanji has a great character moment, a few actually, when he calls for Robin and when he destroys the Germa suit. There's a lot of great moments, man. Wano is pretty peak, and the story is great. Kozuki Oden is one of the greatest characters in One Piece. Like, you know how we were hyping up Kuma in Egghead? I feel very similar to Oden, and how good his flashback was. The Roger flashback, my goodness, there was so much.
I 100% remember the Odin flashback starting and me being like, I don't give a fuck about this. Like, who is this? I don't care. And then by the end of it, I'm like, my fucking goat. This is my hero, the best character in One Piece. You know what I'm saying? So like, I definitely, that flashback had a huge impact on his story and the overall story, because we've been with some of the characters related to Odin, like Momo and Kinemon, since Punk Hazard. So like, it was a accumulation of a lot of info we've got over multiple arcs.
I'm glad you bring Momo up too. Like,
this is
Momo's
hard,
story is one of the best parts of Wano. And then that chapter where he talks to the citizens in the end, I couldn't read that chapter for like a year without crying. It was so good. it was so powerful. Yeah, it was great, man. I think Wano has a lot of highs, but also has a lot of lows. So that's why I'm going that good.
There was that, and also when he stood up to himself against Kaido, when he
my name is Kazuki
when he was a kid, you know, like that shit like was crazy, bro.
And I think, man, you know, it's like having deja vu. I don't know if we've had this exact conversation before, but I think what makes that moment so good is how much he was under the shadow of Kozuki Oden and living up to that. But he's like, I am Odin's son, but my name is Momonosuke. You know what I mean? So yeah. There's a lot of great moments. But Egghead is just peak though.
Yeah, my thing with that is every single moment that you just named was in the 3rd act of Wano.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
the build-up has a lot of.
There's a lot of build-up in this arc, and I think that the payoff is absolutely worth it. But it is a lot to get through before we get to the absolute peaks of the arc, for sure.
Meanwhile, Egghead, I feel like was just fire start to finish.
No,
like,
from the rip, we were in Egghead maybe 6-7 chapters, and we got Luffy versus Lucci Gear 5. Like,
yeah.
But let me ask y'all. And I know we're doing like manga technically, but obviously manga impacts like anime anticipation stuff, right? Like, do y'all think that we'll have? I mean, wait, we already did technically had that moment with Shanks versus Kid, right?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, will we have another internet breaking moment with AK like we did with Wano? Because I think Wano did it like twice. I think it was like
what was the other one?
1000 episode anniversary.
10-15. Yeah, that
Yeah,
episode
and
was
I remember,
ridiculous.
That shit is so peak.
10-15. Yeah, and I remember 10-15 was crowned like the greatest One Piece episode
It's not
ever.
even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love 10-15 too, because like 1000 episode. I'm with you, Wahus. Episode 10-15 chapter 1000 is my favorite. Is probably my favorite episode / manga chapter. Period. In all of One Piece, because they introduced when they all come up to the roof.
Yeah.
And they established and like how they all just came up there together, and Big Mom Kaido staring Luffy down like, and Big Mom was like, "Hey Kaido, do you know what this brat said to me?" Like Kaido's like, "Yeah," like it was so and badass, and Luffy just not paying them both attention, and then just decks Kaido. Oh man, yeah, like
I'm glad they gave Kinemon's moment in that episode a lot of grandeur too, where he's like, Luffy, would you please put one on your back?
That shit was
they
so beautiful,
they gave that
man.
episode all the love it deserved. Yeah, the anime they could do a lot of moments. I think the Garp one people really liked in Egghead. So like one of the few latest anime episodes. I think there's a lot, like the Sabo one that just came out like a week ago.
Yeah, I think one
Yeah.
that can do the same thing will be when Saturn first shows up on the island. You know, like I feel like that if they do that well, that could be like the first time that One Piece went into like a horror type of genre and like really hit it. You know what I mean? Like so they have a chance that they could break the internet that way, because it'll be the first time we get to see it animated, colored in, Saturn in his full Gorosei form.
I'm not gonna lie, that's just not breaking the internet, bro.
Damn, you could have let it that easy.
Yo, I'm sorry. Bro,
I think I the way I could put it, I think, is that
reaction when you first saw it. Everyone, when we first read that shit, everyone was bugging out, bro.
that shit was nuts. That shit was
yeah, but to break the internet, you need to break the barrier of people that are already watching One Piece.
And a lot of people watch just the anime. They don't watch so they're not gonna be expecting.
No,
see
what I'm
this
saying
One
is,
Piece in general.
No, I'm saying it breaks the barrier of One Piece in general and reaches beyond One Piece fans. People that don't even watch anime will see and hear and be like, "That's cool." You know what I'm saying? Like, Gear 5 was probably close to that than anything. Ultra Instinct was something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's breaking the internet.
Yeah, I got friends that don't watch One Piece at all that came to me at when after Gear 5 was introduced, and because they started watching it and then they stopped like years ago, and then they come back to me, "Hey, what's this new form I'm seeing all over?" Like it was crazy. I don't know if we're gonna have that same impact with the Gorosei per se.
It is gonna we'll see. I'm not trying to downplay the moment because it's definitely.
I'm just saying it has the potential. That's it. I think it might, especially when all 5 of them pop up too. Like, or
you want to make a bet on that?
We can make a bet. That's not an issue for me.
I'm not gonna do that.
Play chicken with me, boy.
That's a clip.
That's gangster.
That's a clip.
That's gangster. I respect that.
Hey, remember to clip that.
I think the part of Wano's, like the reason I feel like it hit so hard, to answer your entire question, Mod, I think the reason I think maybe Egghead might not reach like those points, and forget even like breaking the internet or whatever. I think especially not even like Gear 5 obviously is gonna fit this bill as well, but I think the moment of 10-15 is that Luffy and them getting to the roof and staring down Kaido and Big Mom is something that was in the works for literally 10 years in the manga. Sorry for Punk Hazard, right? So yeah, like I talked about Momo and Kinemon, like that was a journey through time, funnily enough, for Momo literally. And I think that the reason that hit so hard is because they did it so much justice, and it had so much, I can't find the exact word, but it had so much grandeur because of what the anticipation behind it. I think Egghead was a lot of holy shit, what's going on. And I think it'll be more surprise than like suspense in the way that Wano was and that moment was. But
yeah, but we also got Kuma though, like the reveal of Kuma's backstory, like, you know, and then we see all of that and how it tied into everything that he's done since we first met him at Thriller Bark, you know what I mean, into Saboti, and then why he split him up and everything like that, like, and then I just can't wait to see him deck Saturn like that. I feel like that moment's gonna be awesome when that gets animated.
Yeah, I agree. That's gonna be that moment when he comes in and saves Bonnie last second. Oh man, that shit is gonna be peak.
To get back to like direct comparisons, I actually think one thing Egghead really has over Wano is that I think Saturn had a much more satisfying conclusion than Kaido. In that, you know, like how his hubris and his humanity is what caused him in the end to lose, and it was because he was fucking with, you know, robots and Kuma and all that stuff. That's why he in the end got, as Mr. Call, like Imu like sucked his soul, like pause, but that's what happened. Like he got his shit juiced.
My goodness.
That's what happened, right? He got retired, right? And so I think Egghead had a much more conclusive villain story. And obviously we're gonna get Kaido's backstory and God Valley or whatever, I'm sure. But yeah, I just think that's another big point in Egghead's favor. I'm
gonna go with Egghead.
Yeah, I will also go with Egghead. Unfortunate for Wano.
I will say Wano arguably has the biggest moment in One Piece history with Gear 5th. Arguably. Consistency, I'm gonna have to give it to Egghead, but god damn, that is such a hard pill to swallow.
The peaks are, the problem is the peaks of Wano are higher, but the lows are lower. So it drags it down. It drags it down a little bit. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Wano had a lot of expectation on it, right? We were all anticipating like how is Wano gonna end? Is it gonna answer all these questions we had? Meanwhile, Egghead, we were not expecting what happened on Egghead at all, bro. Like,
yeah,
that shit went bananas from get go, and like we were just on a roller coaster ride for that shit, bro. Because that shit was crazy.
Yeah, this really could have been grand finals. This really could have been.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, truly unfortunate. But Wano gotta get out of here. We're gonna give it to Egghead. All right, let's keep it going. Alabasta versus Zoe.
I don't think Zoe could be better in what it was supposed to do as like a transitional arc.
Right.
Like,
I think this is probably one of the best transitional arcs in One Piece. If we're talking about just arcs that
I think it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we think about it, whatchamacallit was transitional too, but we barely consider that even an arc.
Reverse Mountain,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Longtown, like this has definitely got to be the best one for sure. I also think the Riser reveal is the sickest reveal in One Piece. Well, I want to word that a little bit better because there's some dope reveals in One Piece.
But in terms of like shocking and
reveal, surprise reveal, yes, absolutely. Yeah. This is the best executed shock surprise reveal in One Piece. I had my mouth on the floor. I was literally looking like them at the bottom of the page when they revealed this shit.
Yeah, I think I love Zoro because even Zoro is uncharacteristically shocked. He's like, "What?" Like, and that guy never shows any surprise. So, yeah, that's such a because they like we believe them. They're like going out for it. They're dying. Like, how do you get a whole country that doesn't know you to like go out for you like that? For a bond that's like 20 years and 900 years in the past, right? So yeah, just insane.
Damn, thinking about it now, that shit is so goated, dude.
I'm getting emotional seeing this panel, bro. That shit was crazy. Like,
yeah, man.
The torture, better than dying, and then we also got the reveal of Momonosuke being supposed to be Shogun of Wano. You know what I mean? Like,
as though they tell you that Kaido is the one that killed Odin. Oh my god.
Yeah, you know,
and then we also find out about Sanji leaving for the wedding and whatnot. It was a lot. This was a really good arc.
The road poneglyphs too,
bro.
Yeah,
this is a great arc, man. It's unfortunate.
It's actually
unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it's just so sad because I'm not voting over it.
I can't vote over Alabasta.
Yeah, I was going to say Alabasta because that moment y'all talked about with Zoe is a phenomenal moment, but Alabasta has just from start to finish was too good. Like Ace introduction, the accumulation of travels with Vivi and everything, all the craziness of that whole art. Yeah, Alabasta to me is just too respected to lose here for me. So,
you know what? I'm gonna go with Zoe. I also really do love I do love the figure of the Luffy Momo moment when he stopped him from begging for help. You know, like I love that moment a lot, and I enjoyed seeing Zunisha destroy Jack's ship. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. But just for argument's sake, I'm gonna go with Zoe today.
That's fair.
But Alabasta's OD though.
Zoe is really good. I feel it could have maybe made it one more round if it had a different opponent.
I agree.
Alabasta's too strong, unfortunately. Alabasta takes it 3-1. Punk Hazard, Fishman Island. Interesting how the arcs that coincide next to each other are back to back. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna go with Fishman Island just off rip. I
a
enjoyed,
I'm a mod on this. Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed Punk Hazard, but there were lows for me that I just was like, I could do without this. I could do without this. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Fishman Island.
I didn't like the slime thing. I forgot the name of it, but
Oh,
that Caesar made.
Yeah, I forgot his. Shit, I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, I don't know what Smiley.
I think it was Smiley, right? Slime.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You gotta put
but-
me in the trivia book, bro.
Nah, bro.
It is Smiley.
we gotta find some One Piece trivia and just send you there, bro. You would clean up house so fast, dude.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think I would definitely pick Fisherman. Even though Punk Hazard is cool, to me it's like a prologue. Funny enough, that's literally the word in the panel, but it's like a prologue to Dressrosa.
Yeah. Cool moments with Punk Hazard, like Law versus
Virgo.
Smoker versus Virgo.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it, honestly. Oh, I liked Law versus Smoker. Funny enough, those three all interact with each other. I think that was the first time we saw like a Vice Admiral tiered opponent was losing to like a pirate. So I was very interested in how Law showed like over the time that he was that dude that he could not be fucked with.
Nah, in this arc he definitely was. He was that man in this arc. I can't lie.
He was. It's true.
Yeah.
And then he got to Dressrosa and got folded, but
this is the last time we should have had the same bounty as Luffy. But I think the ending of Punk Hazard I really like, where they're all sitting and eating, the Marines and the pirates, but there's a line between them, and then as the night goes on, they start drinking, the line gets crossed, and literally like mingling and having a good time, kind of showing like the whole point of like the Marines aren't that just.
I forgot about that part. Yeah, that was really.
Yeah, they're
really
not
nice.
that any point like that. There's I think One Piece makes a distinction, especially with the Celestial Dragons, the 900-year war, and like we don't know the history behind that, but the idea that the Marines could be like pirates and pirates could be like Marines is very prolific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Profound. So yeah, I do appreciate that. Guess that makes it a little bit closer, but I'm gonna still say Fisherman Island for me personally.
I'd probably say Fishman too.
Us?
I think we all voted. I definitely feel.
You Fisherman? Oh yeah.
I go Fisherman.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it going.
All right, Fishman it is.
Damn, Fisherman making it far. Oh, this sucks. This actually sucks.
Damn.
This sucks.
Damn, that's tough, man.
What can you do, man?
Because we got the moment that got us, but then the moment that superseded that is this next moment in Water 7, bro.
It's unfortunate. Honestly, it's not even really tough. It's just unfortunate more than anything.
Yeah.
Water 7.
Water 7,
yeah, okay, yeah.
Water 7 and Izagi.
Yeah, I was just waiting. He was like, just making sure.
Yeah, I had to make sure. Jaya whole cake.
Oh, this is fucked up.
I also think this is...
I don't think it's hard. I'm not saying it's hard.
It's another unfortunate, but not hard. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do think Jaya has a lot of merits. But
He does.
Jaya was definitely another example of a good transition one too.
Yo, you know what? That's a good point. This is another really good transition arc. I didn't even think about it like that.
But
I'm gonna have to go Whole Cake. Yeah. Too many moments. Great stuff with Jaya, but nah, it's not stacking up to Whole Cake for me.
Yeah. Whole Cake takes it. Sabity, Syrup, RIP Syrup. RIP Syrup. It's been real. You made it far.
You made it as far as we thought you make it.
Yeah. That's funny. Marineford. Okay, well.
I'm gonna just say Marineford.
We gotta say Marineford, right? You can't really say you like the
post-war with that.
Yeah, you can't say like the post-war over the actual war, right? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way. I appreciate post-war.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not over Marineford. Like just too much going on. White beard, I don't even think I need to explain it. Just
it's Marineford. We know what Marineford did. All right, last
Oh.
round of the
Oh.
arc, Baratie versus Drum Island. The last
I
matchup of the round.
feel like we're gonna be here. I feel like we're gonna be here for a little while. I don't know if it's like, is it clear for everyone? Like,
No,
It's
I don't
not clear,
know.
but I have an answer for sure.
I don't have an answer. I'm gonna listen to you guys talk, and then I'll have an answer.
As much as I like Baratier, I really,
Yeah.
really fucking love Drum Island. I think it's just so good. I think it emblematic of what One Piece is about a lot of times. I just think the moment, like the emotional moments,
Yes.
hit really, really hard. Like the action is cool, you know, but I just think a lot of the moments. And another one we didn't mention last time, but it kind of goes into what I was talking about with the idea of a pirate. Is actually it kind of ties into what's going on in One Piece right now. Is when Luffy protects Heroic flag
Yeah.
for Chopper.
I was
And
just
talks
thinking
about-
that too, bro. I was like, damn, that moment was OD.
Yeah, that he talks about how like this flag is unbreakable. Yeah, no, I as good as Baratier is, and like we said, I think Miss said is probably the first S tier arc. I agree, and I just think Drum Island is so good. So that's my pick, Drum Island.
Yeah, me too.
I'm probably gonna go with Baratier just because, like, I love Drum Island. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Drum Island. The emotional highs are some of the highest in all of One Piece. But I get emotional when I see Baratier as well. Plus, Baratier got, in my opinion, the better action going on.
I agree.
You got, like I said, Mihawk versus Zoro, which is very pivotal for Zoro's Zoro's growth and exploration of the world. Because it's funny, I always look at Baratier as the reason why Zoro should have been more humbled at the beginning, because Zoro thought he was too good to be a pirate, and then he became a pirate because of like what Luffy did. But funny enough, we wouldn't get Zoro to be this strong if he wasn't a pirate in the first place, because being a pirate means being an explorer. And Mihawk showed him that this world is way bigger than him. Like he thought he was, because of him being the top dog in the sea, where he was cremating pirates left and right, that he was probably closer to the world's greatest swordsman than he really was. And Mihawk showed him, like, nah, I'm from the sea where many people 10 times stronger than you couldn't make it. So it's like it's amazing to me that Mihawk Zoro moment is so pivotal. Plus, on top of that, Sanji and his big moments with Zeph. Yeah, Zeph and Sanji is such a great dynamic, how they back and forth all the time. Sanji proving himself as a cook, but he knows he's a great cook. Zeph knows he's a great cook, but because of like how Zeph is in terms of like how he knows Sanji will act, because he knows that if he gives Sanji that what's the word, satisfaction, that he would never leave. And Zeph obviously was berating him to get him to go out to sea to expand. It was a lot of like in Barate, it was a lot of big fish in small pond. Sanji was a big fish in East Blue in terms of like not just fighting, but him being a cook. Zoro was big fish in a small pond in terms of being a swordsman, and Mihawk and Zeph are the embodiments of saying, hey, there's way more out there for you, like go out there. And Luffy was the aspiration because he is the catalyst between all that. So I love Baratier. It has a special place in my heart. I'm gonna put it over Drum Island for that reason, for me personally.
Man, you were spitting, I'm not gonna lie.
You were, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Kelly?
I appreciate the emotional peaks of Drum Island more than the narratives and action in Barati, so I will say Drum Island.
Bro, Luffy climbing that mountain was ridiculous, man.
More than Luffy climbing the mountain, that was an amazing feat in itself. My favorite part of that is when he reaches the top and he meets Kureha. And she's starting to tend to them, and he grabs her like, help my friends first, please. Like that was
he's the GOAT, bro.
Absolute fucking legend. Yeah, I got Drum Island.
I feel that.
You were spitting mod though. You were genuinely spitting like that. If it wasn't Drum Island, I would definitely might have. Like, I love Drum Island so much.
I agree.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not mad at it at all. Like I had a feeling Drum Island would win anyway, but I thought I'd like just talk about it since I felt like Baratier was at his last stand here. Like,
No, you make me appreciate it
yeah.
a little bit more for sure. Even though it's hard to say because I already loved it so much. But yeah, you were spitting.
Yeah, I love Barate so much. Might be top 5 favorite arcs period in One Piece in general. So
Okay.
yeah,
What's the votes looking like?
I think 3-1 Drum Island.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
3-1
3-1.
Drum Island. Alrighty, that's
Another. It was close though.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. All right, going into the next round, final four, or final 8. Yeah, because it's 2 each, so final 8.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Sabity Drum.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Drum Island.
I
Even though,
go ahead.
I was gonna say that even though I think the emotional like Drum Island is like amazing, I just think Sabaody is such a pivotal arc.
Yeah,
Like it just like again, it's kind of like the showing what the New World is about, right? With Kizaru sunning everyone. It's the how much, even though as what's the word is, as satisfying as Luffy decking Charlos was, like it brought upon the worst consequences, which actually ended up being good for them, right? And the fact that they were separated and they went to
Right, it ended up working out in the long run.
But yeah, like in the moment, like that Luffy where he's crying and how he couldn't save his crew, that is like maybe to me one of the hardest to watch scenes in One Piece, even knowing that it ended up being a good thing. And especially when we come back to it in Egghead, when you see it from Kuma's perspective, and he's saying like, dude, don't look at it this way, just become stronger, right? Like, you're not ready for the New World yet. It still is so emotional and hits so hard because you know how much they're going through it. Obviously, like Rayleigh, knowing how big the world is, knowing more about the Roger Pirates, I think Sabaody is it's just too good. Even though I love Japan so much, so I would go Sabaody.
Sabaody is one of my favorite arcs, so I'm
Ridiculous,
definitely.
bro.
I'm a big Sabaody.
I got some.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I really like Drum Island.
Me too, man. Me too.
I really do like Drum Island.
Yeah.
Sabaody was peak though. Yeah, I give it to Sabaody.
I got Sabaody as well.
All right, Marineford Whole Cake. Sorry, Whole Cake.
Another good one.
Yeah.
See you later. Bye bye.
You got Starlight.
Yeah, I might have to probably go Marineford. It's just too. It's it's just too much.
Yeah,
Marineford was emotional. Funny enough, Marineford was emotional, but the action jam-packed, constant, it was just too powerful. Yeah.
My boy likes to point out that there's like a stretch of Marineford chapters, like the very ending of when like Blackbeard shows up, Ace dies and Whitebeard dies, like Shanks pulls up. There's literally a stretch of chapters that's like the craziest stretch of One Piece chapters of all time, and it's not even close, right? And I think one of the titles of the chapter, I think it's the one where Shanks appears, is literally titled "Outrageous Events One After the Other."
Yeah.
So it's kind of on the nose. Like Marineford is so insane. Like it's called the War of the Best sometimes, right? Because it's like how many characters were interacting there.
Yeah.
So yeah, as good as Whole Cake is, Marineford is just Marineford. And also the panel right here is my favorite. Is like Ace. Ace is my favorite character, and him saying "Thank you for loving me." Nah, Oda's pen was on fire.
Yeah, he was cooking.
Oof.
He was absolutely.
He
cooking.
was. He was.
So yeah, as much as I think Whole Cake is an underrated arc, and I would vote for it versus a lot of arcs, I would go Marineford.
Can't do it against Marineford.
Yeah. Damn.
Alabasta, egghead. Well, Alabasta, it's been real.
Right? Yeah. Nah, I'm sorry. I love Alabasta, but
Nice shot.
Yeah.
Peace, Alabasta. It's cool.
Yeah, Egghead too strong. Egghead too strong, man. Award of 7. Oh, Peace Fishman.
You broke that one.
I will say I love Fishman Island to death. Again, highly underrated by the community, but yeah, that Water 7 and East Lobby, bro.
That's just do something. This is something else, bro. That's OD.
All right, Water 7 wins here. We're gonna go down to the final 4. From here on out, it may be a little rough, but we are, I think, 2 rounds away from declaring a winner. Water 7, Egghead.
Yeah, damn.
This
I was hoping we were gonna talk about Egghead Marineford, but rip.
So that means the other matchup is Marineford and I don't remember the last one we voted. All right, we'll see it when we see it. It's fine. We'll see it when we see it.
Yeah.
Water 7 versus Egghead. This is probably one of the hardest matchups. It's probably the hardest matchups we've seen. The hardest matchup we've seen today.
Thematically, Water 7 and East Lobby is probably unmatched. It's the
I agree.
Real nigga talking right now.
I agree.
Yeah, it's the only it's the arc where, you know, previously you had it where like Luffy was dealing with
External
guys
conflict.
that like it's just he was dealing with people that were like stronger than him, and he really couldn't protect his crew. He wanted to be stronger so that he could like prevent people from getting taken, make it so that people are feel comfortable to where they don't have to leave, aka Usopp. The conflict with Usopp and Luffy is just legendary, like beyond measure.
Frankie's backstory.
Yeah,
Greatness, bro.
You know, we get the Thousand Sunny built. We got the death of the Going Merry. We have the
Robin's
I want to
backstory.
except Robin's backstory. I want to live. Them shooting the Marine flag down.
Luffy.
Luffy using 2 gears that he learned in this arc.
Yeah, the introduction of second gear, third gear was super hype. Like I
Yeah.
still remember that. I know that don't get talked about as much anymore because we're way past that point. But man, the introduction of second gear and third gear was phenomenal because for the longest time, I thought for like once we hit Alabasta on forward, I thought Luffy was kind of lucking his way to fight victories.
Yeah.
And I was starting to get annoyed with the series because it's just like, okay, is it going to be like this from now on where he's fighting opponents that he kind of shouldn't be winning against, like, you know, and he's lucking his way to victory? Like, I'm like, if this is the precedent setting forward, then I'm not sure how I feel about this. And finally, Oda gave like Luffy some measure because I mean, like I said, he fought Aokiji and he clearly lost that. And Oda's like, all right, time to move on. Which, in hindsight, I respect so much for, but it's also was just like, man, I don't know how they're supposed to be continuing if they are constantly fighting people that they're losing to. But here, Oda remedies that, and it's so hype finally because we finally see Luffy at a point where he's just like, he's that dude, like with gear second and gear third. Like, oh my goodness.
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think it's Water 7 by a smidge. I'm gonna just say it. I'm not gonna lie. By the schmidgenest smidge, I think it's Water 7.
I am biased. I love fucking Robin. I love backstory and everything, and
You
getting
love
Frankie. So
Wait,
Stop, Kelly. Let him
yeah,
keep going, man.
All right.
Stop.
All right.
I don't know where you were going. So
Nah, keep going, mister. Anyway,
I'm gonna have to go with Water 7 as well.
I think it's funny because Egghead has some of the best themes in One Piece. It just had a terrible matchup, in my opinion. Like the only one I would vote for over it in terms of themes and stuff.
Yes.
Because Water 7, like, it's the idea that like, the idea that like just it doesn't matter, like the fact that like who you are as who you're born with and like what kind of life you live is like it doesn't have a bearing on your value as a person, right? Like and in the end, if you try to do things the right way and you just keep going, like, and you keep smiling, that the good things will come, right? And for Robin, it was people that cared about her, and it showed, you know, how bad she had it, and because of who she was, and it's
damn, you know.
I'm getting emotional just talking about it.
Yeah, what's so crazy? You putting it in that perspective I didn't even recognize the ties between the themes of Robin and Usopp's story until you put it in that perspective, because they're both upset in the roles that they're in.
Yep.
You know, with Usopp being inferior and Robin feeling inferior due to her past, you know, but they both kept pushing and found that light in Luffy and the Straw Hats and that.
And in the end, they're both scared, right? Like they're
Right.
both scared of what could come, and Usopp's scared of like being realized like as like a, you know, like a weak chain or a weak link in the chain, and Robin is scared of being cast away because of the danger that she poses.
Right.
It's really sad. It's actually the best arc because it's the Straw Hats, I think, that have the focus, and this is where they splinter the most, right? This is where it looks the worst for all of them,
Yeah.
in terms of their relationship. And then this is where they have to all come together and like make it work. And then in the end, it's kind of like the cherry on top. This is not the right way to say it, but like the final nail in the coffin is Mary kind of gives its life for their organization to continue, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And it goes to show that like it's gonna be tough, but you gotta just keep going, and you gotta believe in the people that should believe in you. So it's freaking peak, man. It's fucking amazing.
And then since you brought up the like how Robin and Usopp tied in together like that, what makes it even better at the end was when they're watching Luffy fight Lucy, and Usopp was the one telling Robin like, believe in Luffy, and like after everything they went through, it just goes to show that they just needed to stick together and believe in
They're a
each
crew,
other.
man.
I mean, yeah, so that's just peak, bro.
I think another difference about Egghead and Water 7 is that the Straw Hats are the ones that pull through. Obviously, it's about them. I just talked about how it's about them emotionally, but it's also about them like action-wise, right? In Egghead, like there's way too much going on. I understand, but again, I think the Water 7 focus on the Straw Hats and how it pertains to them having strong fights and them really pushing through. It's something that One Piece is kind of missing a little bit right now.
Yeah. I love that these two got paired up because I said before that Egghead has a dichotomy that's like similar to Water 7 / Enies Lobby in the characters of Robin and Bonnie. How Robin was a child, and because of her past, because of her heritage and stuff, she wanted to make up for her sins by dying at the hands of the world government, and Luffy convinced her that she wanted to live. Whereas like the Egghead, the world government played a major role in Kuma's demise and how he lived throughout his life. Despite that, he always wanted the best for his daughter and always wanted her to live. And so she tried to continue that on for however long until the Gorosei broke her enough to the point where she felt like she wanted to die. So I love the different dichotomy aspects there between the two. But like I said though, thematically, symbolically, and all that, I think Water 7 Enies Lobby is the tightest in the entire One Piece story. And I appreciate that so much, and how like I said, how Luffy was trying to be a better captain for his team, in terms of not letting his teammates, not only just saving them from dastardly villains, but also help save them from themselves.
That moment on the I Want to Live moment, I think Luffy's like kind of recognition of what was happening and like what Robin really wanted was so good. Because even if he didn't force her to say I want to live. He just said, like, I've heard everyone's telling me that you don't want to be here, you don't want to be part of the crew, but you want to die and all that stuff. But let me hear what you really, let me hear it from you. That's what he said. I still haven't heard it from you. So what do you want? And seeing, the crew laid out in front of her, ready to save her, she said the truth, right? I don't want to just die. I don't want to give up. And I think, and then again, right before that, where she says the reason she's fighting it is she says, you don't know how gruesome my enemy is. You don't know what my enemy really is. And Luffy says, I understand your enemy very well. And then he tells Usopp to shoot the flag. That, like, Luffy as a captain, that is the peak of who he is. Like, he's like, I will take the stuff from you. So it's not even close for me. I think Water 7 is the best arc in One Piece, and I will vote for it here.
Damn, you got me in tears, bro. That shit's beautiful.
It's a tearing up. I tell you, I can't watch the anime of it without tearing up. Like, I can't. It's impossible. Even though I know what's going to happen. Like, and that's some powerful writing. Like, you got the mark of a pen master when that happens. Like, yeah.
And the last thing I say, no, facts. I'm glad you're going to watch 7. I was going to say that, like, the last thing about Egghead, and you brought up the comparison between Kuma and Bonnie. And as much as the Kuma and Bonnie story hits, I feel like One Piece is about the Straw Hats, and them being the center of focus emotionally is going to make it easier for it to hit us. And I think that's part of Water 7 hit. Even though Kuma had, one of the best stories, maybe the best story, right? I feel like Water 7, we're talking about it now and getting emotional. And that's kind of the point of why it's so good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water 7 then, right?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Unfortunate. By the skin of its hair, it moves on to the grand finals. Egghead fought well. Bravely, valiantly. Another bracket, it could have easily made grands.
matchup.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
that was
100%.
another grand finals matchup. For real.
Marineford.
Oh wow, we picked really, really
Sabaody.
well. Like we got some dubs. Like so this is the top 4 I would probably have.
Like in your top 5 list, this would be your top 4.
Yeah. Like
That's
maybe
pretty cool.
just Rosa above
Yeah.
Sabaody, but I think this is I think we picked really, really well.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love how they parallel because Sabaody was like the start of this roller coaster
Yeah.
that we went on, right?
Yeah.
From Sabaody all the way to Marineford, and Marineford is the climax
Yeah.
of it. So like,
There's no
You know
way
what's-
I'm picking Sabaody over Marineford, just letting that be clear. But I do appreciate Sabaody. Marineford is just
yeah.
it's too goated.
Marineford is Marineford. We already know.
Yeah.
I think something
Um,
about Sabaody that it makes me think is that it kind of is emblematic of how One Piece story can change so quickly on a dime. Like how
Mhm.
we had a trajectory, right? We're like, okay, after Sabaody, we're going to Fishman Island, right? That's like
Right.
the next arc, but we don't go there for literally like 200, 300 chapters because of like what happens here. Luffy punches this guy and they all get sent off. It's kind of crazy how like this moment. It's kind of funny how we just look at the screen. Like this moment of Luffy punching him kind of led to this moment right here in Marineford, right? Like
Yep.
it wouldn't have happened otherwise. Like Luffy wouldn't have been there. to
Luffy
save
wouldn't
him.
have been there. It's
Exactly.
so funny. I remember I just recently saw a tweet where somebody had their friend catching up to One Piece and they just finished Thriller Bark. So they texted their friend. They're like, "Hey, just finished Thriller Bark. On my way to Fishman." And he's just like, "Little do you know."
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Um,
kind of goes show, and like, it kind of made me think of like how One Piece until like recently, like to like Egghead, every arc we were going to in the New World after Punk Hazard, we knew exactly where we were going. We knew we were going to Dressrosa. We knew we were going to Zoe and Wano, Whole Kick and Wano. But Sabaody and Egghead are kind of like show that like One Piece is about adventure. you
Yeah.
know, and it's about like how things can just change really quickly. So I shout out Sabaody. It's actually it's top 4 here for a reason, but we're not
Yeah.
winning it over Marineford.
I love Sabaody. I mean, I think when they showed, this was the first time where it was just like, okay, Luffy, your luck kind of ran out here.
Yeah.
Like this is the point where there are people, and obviously this is like hindsight talking. I'm obviously glad that this happened to him here, because him going into the New World, like just straight up, was not an option.
It would have been the end, bro.
Yeah. So this was actually a good thing in hindsight. But this was the point where it was like, Luffy, you're strong. You're definitely at that point, even with the supernova coming there, you probably top 1, top 2. I mean, who thinks Luffy was going to lose to Kid at this point, right? So with those other big shots, you're top 1, but it's still like, damn, Kizaru, you punch, and it was so loaded too. I loved it because it reminded me of like those RPGs where you don't have to fight a main boss. I mean a side boss, right? You can keep going on your adventure. But if you do this side boss, secret boss comes in, and you got to do it. Him punching the Celestial Dragon activated the secret boss battle, and I loved it. Because they didn't have to go this route, like they really didn't have to. So it made the world feel vastly expansive
And bigger than Luffy.
Yeah. So I will always appreciate Sabaody on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's like you're one of the best fighting game players in like your little group, right? But then you go to a tournament and you're in pools, and then you got some killers, bro. You got like Goichi, Sonic Fox,
Yeah.
and then you get thrown into. So Luffy got thrown into the wolves, and he got to see the glimpse of the ones at the top, and now he knew, like, because of what happened to Sabaody, him experiencing Marineford, he got to see the top of the top and what he has to reach.
And now he's 100 times stronger.
Yeah, like,
Hey, I love that YS.
Nice callback. Marineford,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marineford.
Yeah.
All right, Marineford will take it here. We will go to our final round, which will be Marineford versus Water 7 for the best One Piece arc. And I gotta tell you, it's not that hard of a decision for me.
That was so real,
Really?
dude.
Yeah, no, not
This
really.
is- I
Okay, I
completely
feel
agree.
that.
I completely agree. It's not close. Callie, random question before we talk about this. Did you, if Marineford and Egghead were here, would it be closer?
It would be an even easier decision for me.
Oh wow. That's interesting.
Damn.
I don't know where he's leaning. I'm not sure.
Yeah, which way? I'm kind of
Okay,
curious.
no,
Is
I'm
Marineford
saying,
number?
I'm
Is
saying
Marineford
Water
number
7.
one?
I'm saying Water 7.
Oh, okay. So you have Water 7 and Egghead and then Marineford probably. Yeah?
I have Marineford like 5th, maybe outside top 5, right outside
okay.
top 5.
Alright.
I'm a
Marineford.
fake
Alright,
Marineford hater.
That's real. I respect it.
Damn. You wait. You a Marine forehead?
I'm not a hater, but I think that it was.
He dabbles in the haterade.
I dabble
It's
in
not-
a little.
it's
I
not-
dabble
it's
in
not
a little
top
hate.
eight.
I just don't think it's top. I think that the
Yeah.
peaks of Marineford happen at the very end when shit just starts rapid fire happening.
Yeah.
Everything before that is cool. I'm not trying to downgrade because there was some dope ass moments before that, but I wouldn't put it to the degree of some of the other dope moments in arcs that I like more.
That's right.
The equivalent for me personally, the equivalent the equivalency of Water 7's thematic themes is what the equivalent of the action Marineford is to me personally. So that's what makes this hard because they set up Marineford so well. Picture this, right? You got Marineford with which is the stronghold of the navies. You get the warlords coming out. You got the vice admirals there. You got the 3 admirals sitting down. Sengoku up top. Then you got 100,000 Navy soldiers, and mind you, these aren't grunt Navy soldiers too. They're not the same as like what Luffy fought at East Blue. These are actual elite Navy soldiers. They all got the capes, and capes indicate that they're like captain tier or above. So these are elite Navy soldiers. You got Kobe there and Helmeppo, and you got so many different parties on the Marineford side, and they're all in anticipation of one man coming there. Was such a great freaking build-up, because when this man came and he did the quake fruit for the first time, I was out of my seat. I was like, how they ain't winning that? They ain't winning that. Come to find out they did win. But, you know, the hype was super real, because when he flipped everything upside down and Kobe was like, this is how the world's strongest man fights, is insane. Like,
That shit was insane.
Yeah, and the tsunami. Oh, nah. That was like one of the best kickers of an arc I've seen. Like, period. Like, I love Marineford so much. I love it.
It's definitely amazing. I think I was gonna say I kind of see what Kylie means in that like 10 to 15 chapters, like 10, 15, 20 chapters is like Luffy kind of struggling, getting his ass kicked. But that first part is so amazing, like you said, like how they're like, where's he gonna come from? Like he's not even close, right? And then he comes from underwater with the coded ships. Whitebeard and everything that's to do with them in that arc is peak. I would probably have Marineford second actually. It's just unfortunate because although I do agree that action-wise, it's, you know, and especially towards the end, it just goes nuts. It's probably equivalent in that way to Water 7. To me, the narrative and themes just hit way too hard, and it's actually what I'm here for the most. And it's like my scale is like not even weighted that balance. I actually think if I were to say what I like about One Piece the most, the fights are like pretty low on my list. But Water 7 gives me what I love the most about One Piece. So
True. Yeah, it's like
Marineford is peak though.
Marineford is peak.
That's why I say I have number 2.
Themes and thematic symbolism versus storytelling versus like pure action. Yeah, I do think thematically speaking, themes and symbolism is One Piece's greatest strength over the fighting. So even over the fighting. So
but even in Marineford's like credit, and again, this is probably me crediting post-war a little bit to Marineford, even though that might not be fair. I think Ace's story is probably like he's my favorite character because of how how hard it hits and how I think I think Ace is Oda's best character, and how everything he does is technically the post-war flashback happens after, so you get to learn about him after, but everything he does has to do with who he is as a kid and his past. So all his actions in Marineford make sense when you read the post-war arc, and I think it's just so well done and it hits so hard. But my vote is Water 7 though.
That's fair. If it was Saboti to post-war Marineford, like just how they have Enies Lobby and Water 7 together, then I would probably say that. But it's just Marineford. I'm gonna have to go with Water 7. That shit. I love the Straw Hats, and them standing up for Robin and everything like that, standing up against the government is fucking. I love that shit so much.
You could
so.
say that moment is what One Piece is all about, like
yeah,
not
so
losing to
you know, and like we got that because Luffy still standing up to the government to save Ace and stuff was beautiful and all, but nah, I'm gonna have to go with Water 7 and Enies Lobby.
Boom.
And just like that, Water 7 Enies Lobby is our winner for best arc of all time. Ooh.
Let's go.
I got XP for that. Nice.
Hey.
Let's go, man.
Level up. This is definitely very fun. Honestly, if you had asked me in the beginning, I probably would have said that this would have won.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I'm just definitely not surprising.
We're so cultured and have so much taste. Couldn't have went any other way. I kind of wish there was more people to shit on. You guys have good opinions, you know what I mean? I can't shit on people.
No, I respect that. Respect that. Maybe next time we can bring some people in to make that happen. Well, bring some people in for you to shit on their opinion.
yeah. That's all they matter for.
Yeah, we could do it next break that we get. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I thought honestly Egghead was gonna make it to the grand finals, and I'm kind of surprised it did it. So
that's
the nature, I guess, of how the randomizer works.
Yeah, it's like random seed, so it's just chaos. We definitely got crazy matchups early in the thing.
Yeah, I was sad to not talk about Skypiea that much because I definitely think that's a really good arc, but it kind of got cooked. I don't know what it beat, what it lost to, but
Egghead.
That's kind of the one. Alias Sanchez, my literal almost blood brother, asks, "Wow, what's all your favorite individual arcs, regardless of how good it is on the tier list or blah blah blah? What do you guys like? I guess what moves you guys the most? What do you guys think is your favorite arc in One Piece?" I still have watched that.
Yeah, I say for me personally, Baratier, Water 7. Barate, Water 7, Egghead,
bro, you just named 3 arcs for your favorite arc, bro.
He did say arcs.
I thought it said. Oh, I thought it was 5. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I didn't add the S. I didn't add the S. The question did have an S, so you're in the green.
Okay. My bad. If it's just 3, Water 7, Egghead, and probably Wano. Yeah, that's
fair. I think I still have Water 7 as my top favorite. Egghead just came close, but Water 7 is too strong of an art.
That's true. I did like Skypiea a lot.
Really
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, not even for the just I don't know that the story with Nolan and stuff, and like when this dude finally, when Luffy hit the bell and Nolan heard it and started crying, bro. I don't know why, but that shit hit me like a ton of bricks one day when I was watching that shit alone. And I was just like, damn, that shit was beautiful, and I was like, damn, and like, it just always stuck with me. So that's definitely one of them. But Egghead, man, Egghead is. I can't wait to see that shit fully animated because that shit's gonna be beautiful. So that's probably that.
Yeah.
Probably
I think I'd shout out Alabasta a little bit. I think Alabasta we kind of got talked too much about. Yeah, of course, Sab.
I love Saboti.
Yeah, no, my top three would definitely be Water 7, Marineford, and then I'm not gonna lie, Egghead is peak. It was so good, and I think again it's the thematics and all that. And shout out to Kuma. Kuma's the GOAT. So I guess those are our answers.
Yeah.
But collectively, Water 7 is the best.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I wonder if they have a thing like this, but for their like each like fits for every arc.
I wonder if we could make one.
You
That'd be
probably
dope,
can.
yeah.
You'd have to probably log in, create an account, but we can look into
Next
that. We
time,
can definitely
next time I
look
want
into
to
that.
break, yeah, we'll do. I can make one of those.
That'd be dope.
Fits tournament. That'll be actually live. I like
Right.
that. We gotta break. Wait. For that one, D3. You gotta show up for that one because you the fits. You like to flame people's fits. So.
Ooh, we all gotta wear our best one piece fit for that episode.
I don't got that much merch, bro.
Hey, you gotta deal with what you got, bro. It'd be like that.
I'm gonna wear a statue on my shoulder.
Yo.
That's like I don't got any pieces. I don't got gear.
Like Rob Lucci's pigeon, bro. Like just.
It's just I can do it right now. It's just Ace. Like if you're looking for a camera, bro,
Yo,
Ace right there.
You just gotta throw some tape on it. You good?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm crying.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
W episode.
Yeah.
Very fun. Appreciate everybody that hung out with us today. Twitch and YouTube chats were live. We appreciate you guys talking to us, hanging out. If you guys are not watching these episodes live, you should be watching them live at twitch.tv/Cali_Mac or at Strawhat Sitdown on YouTube every Sunday. Make sure you guys tap in.
That's right.
Big shout outs to everybody watching this after the fact on YouTube, oh my god, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, etc. We appreciate you guys as well. Make sure you guys follow us on all our socials at Strawhat Sitdown on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. If you look for us, you will find us. No break next week, right?
No,
we're back.
No break next week, so we will be back with our regularly scheduled chapter review back in the land of Elbaf. See what they're getting into over there. Yeah, it's gonna be it for this week though. Fun episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, you guys take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin'. Every time an episode is dropping, we see D3 in the corner. Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's wise, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that One Piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one?